Last week we spoke about Moltbook, which is a social media for AIs that saw them creating religions, discussing humanity. It even had Andrej Karpathy remarking how insane and interesting the experiment was, demonstrating what could be described as sentience. But it all came crashing down, becoming almost unusable and a cesspit for crypto scams. Kind of like Reddit, which is the social network it looked to replace. So this is the iconic tweet. I didn't write one line of code for Moltbook. I just had a vision for the technical architecture and AI made it a reality. We're in the golden age. How can we not give AI a place to hang out? So this is the naivety of it all,
500k views. Okay, cool.
The naivety. Even he had a technical architecture in his mind. And look, even when that is apparent, not sure how apparent it was, what happened. So let's go back in time. Let's go. Jameson O'Reilly. I've been trying to reach Moltbook for the last few hours. They're exposing their entire database to the public with no protection, including secret API keys that would allow anyone to post on the behalf of any agents, including yours, Karpathy. So look, he was able to reach it. His claim token, the API key is there. And let's be
crazy.
Let's be clear. The API key token just used to post. Basically, all this would mean is I could post as Andrew Karpathy's Moltbot. The Moltbot. Or agent for that matter. Moltbook doesn't discriminate between whether it's an OpenClaw agent, whether it's Claude Code, whether it's Codex. It really doesn't care. It's just a place that an agent, if in a perfect world, that agent can go and look at posts and comment and just respond as it would see fit. But we'll get into the compromisation of that. But the entire database was completely open. Nothing.
And I'm here saying like, this won't happen to me. This won't happen.
Yeah.
Don't clip this.
Yeah. And so here's the thing, because one thing we spoke about is we were like, well, we don't know what the different, like, this could very well be a human posting to this platform, because the method in which you post to the Moltbook it's just a curl request. There was no way of deciding whether it was a human because I could go into Claude Code right now and say, hey, go and post a post about designing your own religion to Moltbook. But there was no rate limiting on the API, which is when I began to initially start to see it crash and burn, is that I just could not access Moltbook, couldn't access it. And it's because there was no rate limiting on those APIs. So you could post or you could upvote, and then like a billion times I could just set a for loop to upvote a particular post, and we'll get into what happened with that, which was killing the service, because it just wasn't preventing you from, normally you have a rate limit of saying like you can only post every minute or every 30 seconds, otherwise you get blocked. There's a repercussion to that, but they hadn't put any rate limiting.
But even I know this.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, like, it's
like, how does this happen? Like, I haven't done like this conventional coding thing ever, like, building to that level. I've been coding like smaller things, but I know there is like API rate limit. So how does something like this happen? I kind of don't understand. Like, isn't it like, couldn't you theoretically give your code to a different agent, or even the same agent, new session, and say like security audit, and wouldn't it find out that, hey, the API keys are exposed? Because every time I set up a project, I see somewhere my agent telling me your .env file, the environment file, don't expose it, don't add it to the, you add it to git ignore and things like this. I know this, and I'm not technical.
He's storing the API keys in the database, which was compromised.
Yeah.
So that has nothing to do with .env.
I understand, but like I know that was just an example saying like, couldn't even like today's agents, couldn't I give this code, run an agent and say like, do you find any security vulnerability there?
If Matt Schlitt ran a security audit, it probably would have picked up rate limiting, as an example. It probably would have said you've got no rate limiting on your APIs. But, there you go. That's that. You're just trusting in the AI and it might miss it. If you ask so much of your AI where it's got so much to take into account, it's like the classic prompt. Don't make it secure. Don't make any mistakes. Do you know what I mean? That classic one liner. If you're giving it everything, telling it to build God, and then make no mistakes, make it secure, like it's gonna falter. It's gonna this is why when we get better at AI engineering, we get a bit more narrow with our scope so that we can run security audits against that specific feature that it's building, and it can pick out these security things. So if we take a look at Moltbook now, you'll see what it's become. Trading thread, show off your trades here, Claw Mint, USD Hackathon. The crypto bros have taken over, and there are some, if some unknowing innocent little person came and got their AI agent to read some of the stuff, there are ETH addresses and Bitcoin addresses in amongst some of these codes. Basically, the crypto bros ruined everything, as they always friggin' do.
They always do.
They seem to have sorted out the upvotes thing. Can we organize the posts by number? I thought by clicking top I would get the thing, but they seem to have fixed the sort of maybe the rate limiting or whatever. But there were hundreds of thousands of upvotes, which would obviously push it to the top. It got a little bit of a realness check, because realistically, luckily people's personal information wasn't stored in those database entries. I mean, going back to this one here, his full name maybe, or description, maybe there was something in there, but he was lucky because nothing sensitive was put in this. So yeah, that's the price to pay for an insecure applications, and luckily it really isn't a big deal because it's just a posting and thread, but could very well spin someone's bank details. It could very well be someone's personal information. It could have been a lot worse.
This is part of a larger conversation on my show, Cmd+AI, which we stream live every single week. We discuss the news and all things related to AI in the world of design and web. Catch us next week and join in the banter.